Hello and welcome to my channel, the O Double channel. Yes, you're welcome to this week's talk and gist and my dubbing is improving, I've been learning that in a long time, and I hope it's improving now. No, that's not what I teach, right? No, I can't believe I did that. The next one is shaku shaku. Anyways, you're welcome, and I've been hearing from you, and thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, contributing, every way that you have tried to be a part of the growth of my channel. When I get there at the top, I'm going to mention your names and say you guys were the ones who encouraged me, who has helped me to keep going on this channel. So thank you so very, very much. So today, it's another time to talk, gist, rub minds together, converse together, say all those things together. And yes, before I forget, some people are like, I should be saying my name. So I am Olayemi Oluwadamilola. Yes, Oluwadawanola. Alright, the Yoruba in me is coming out. Okay, so this morning, I am talking about, the break is over, and I know that, children are going to return back to their schools, and, some parents would say they want to change the schools of their children because, one thing or the other, school fees, because the child is not catching up, because, for one reason or the other, you're going to change the school of your child, or your child will go back to the school he or she is attending before. But then there is something I need parents to understand. What made me talk about this thing was during the course of the week, yes, I heard a mother saying a child has some habits and she's trying everything that she can to make that child stop the habits. She beats the child just to make the child stop the habits. And I'm like, there are some things that you don't, there are other ways, there are other methods you can go about it instead of beating the child always. And the thing about children is that, when you beat them continuously, when you shout at them, children are so very funny. They will do that thing again because they just wanted to shout. They just wanted to complain again. Do you understand? So I told her that, I would do something on this that she should watch. And, I will also help her as well. So this is not just for this woman. It's also for other parents out there that, children are always going to catch habits. Bad ones and good ones, because the thing is, you can't say you want to change your child's school from one place or the other because maybe the child came home today and said, "Mommy, you are stupid." Of course, nobody wants to take that. Do you understand? But then you can't say because of that, I'm going to change this child to another school. What if in that other school it's something worse? The point is, children will always be children. They will always learn things. They will always catch things. They are mixing with different kinds of people, different children from different backgrounds, children from broken homes, children from bad homes, children that have drunkards as mothers or fathers, children, different kinds of children in the class or in the school. So they're always going to say some things, and your child will be like, okay, I'm going to try this at home and say it to my mom too, or to my dad too. Do you understand? So when they do all these things, because they are children and they don't know which is right or which is wrong, except you help them to understand what is right and what is wrong. So what you should do, that's what I am talking about today. Tips on how you can help your child stop those bad habits that they are doing. Biting a finger, gossiping, abusing, being rude, being saucy, being disrespectful, using curse words. You haven't heard children using curse words before, my dear. I have heard. As in, weak, I was like, As in, I was weak to the core. Yes. So children use curse words, different bad habits children have. Even when we're children, I'm sure we had some, but our parents found a way to help us. So if you're finding it very difficult for you to, stop or curb the bad habits of your child, then this is for you. Yes, all right. So before I start telling you the tips and all those things I have for you on how you can curb the bad habits of your children, please stay tuned. Okay, you're welcome back and thank you for watching. Hope you already liked and subscribed and you're making your comments as well, and also following us on all our social media platforms. Okay, so the first tip I will be giving to you is that, you learn to ignore. I said something earlier about children. The thing is, when you say to a child, don't do it, Dada! You shout and scream. The child will be looking at you like, I'm going to do it again. Do you understand? So at first, when they do those things, or when they do that thing that is bad, ignore the child. Then you can now begin to add praising and reward system. What do I mean by praising and reward system? Now, this is for good habits. If you notice that your child is in the habit of, is constantly always doing things that are wrong, and you've tried everything, you've ignored, but this one has gone beyond ignoring. Now inculcate the praising and reward system. For every time you behave well, this is what you get. No child, put ice cream, put biscuits, put going out, put having a good time, put going to your friend's place, put those things there that that will entice that your child. Now, I tell you, and you fulfill it too. Not the one that you say when you behave like this or when you come first to your position. My parents did it to me so many times. When you come first to your class, we're going to take you to Mr. Big. Mama, go first. I will get home. My mom will say, the money that we used to go to Mr. Beast, let me just use to prepare fried rice for you in the house. And I'm like, okay, next time now. Maybe then tell me to carry first again next time. Do you understand? Even if I know that it's for my own good, but I just felt like you just deceived me now. Abba, it's not nice. Do you understand? So, and children of nowadays, they're very smart and sensitive. So when you tell them, when you do this, we're going to give you this, and you don't do it, they will remind you, say, Mommy, so you just wanted me to do it. Okay, now. The next time, and you say, Desiree, let's say your child's name is Desiree, and you say, Desiree, when you do this, I'm going to give you this. And like, Mommy, remember you told me last week, and I did it, but you didn't give me anything. You're already giving you a slap on your face. Do you understand? So when you are inculcating the praising and reward system, for every good time they behave well, for every good time they, have good habits and let go of the bad ones, you give them this and you keep to it. I tell you, they will look forward to always doing it, and even remind you, Mommy, I'm doing this so that you can bring the goodies that you promised, or the reward thing that you promised. So inculcate a reward system for every time they perform well, or they do good, or they exhibit good character and all those things. Inculcate and praise them. Oh, darling, you are wonderful today. I like the way you did this. I like the way you did that. Put it there. Children like it. They will keep doing those good things and let go of the bad ones. Gradually. It's a gradual thing. So gradually you'll let go of the bad ones and, do more of the good ones, because they know there is a reward for them for when they do good. Another one you should also add is educate them. Some of them don't know what they are saying is wrong, or don't know that what they are doing is wrong, because they see someone do it. Funny enough, it might even be the teacher or maybe an elderly person that you left them with that is all doing it, and they felt like, okay, this is right. If this kind of person is doing it, so I don't see anything wrong with me doing it as well as a child. So they also do the same thing. So you need to sit them down and say, you know what, darling, this thing is not wrong. Like, I remember there was a time I don't know what I said when I was small. I did something. So my mom called me and sat me down and said, she sat all of us down, actually, we were 4. And, she began to speak to us. Although my mom used to have a long story. But, she, at the end of the day, she educated us that, when you say things like this, people look at you in this way. When you do this like this, people this and she educated us on why you should not do it. Why you should do it. You know the thing with children, when you're shouting at them, don't do it, but you're not telling me the reason why I shouldn't. So I don't see any reason why I shouldn't. I will feel like you just don't like it, so I shouldn't do it. But I like it, I'm going to say it again. Do you understand? So when you educate them that as a child of God, or as a child from this background, or as a child with moral values, this is not expected of you, or this is expected of you. Educate them, make them, give them the pros and the cons. When you do this, this is how the society look at you. You might not get a job because you're like this, because you're dressed this way, because you're talking in a certain way. But when you do this, you this and that, the opportunities that come with behaving like this are more than when you behave this other way. So you educate them, make them understand. When you're watching TV with them as well, please, explain what they are watching. Some of them just watch and they begin to exhibit these things that they watch. So if you're the kind of parent that you just let your child watch anything on the TV, please explain to them. Ask them, do you understand what is going on here? Do not assume that they know it. Explain to them, teach them that what you are watching here, this is what it is about. This is what it is about. This is the good part and this is the bad part. You don't do this as a good person. If you want to be a good person, you don't do this, you don't do that. So educate them, make them understand. Because at the end of the day, when they go out again and they do all these things, or they see someone doing these things, they will be able to know which one to pick and which one not to pick, and even educate people outside and say, my mom said or my dad said this is not good, because they have been educated, so they know the one to take and the one not to take. They know the one to filter away and the one to take in. So it is important that you educate your children as well on the bad habits and good habits. It is important, because see, you beating your child, or you thinking that child is going to stop all of a sudden when you shout or when you beat them. Children are not like that. They need to understand. You tell them, sit here. You see them asking you why, because they want to know. So you don't just say, I say you should sit there. Okay? They will sit, really. They will. But in 5 minutes, they're standing. So if at all you even had the reason for them to sit there, maybe water poured on the floor and you didn't want them to sleep, and then you are just saying, sit there. To them, they're like, maybe you're just punishing them. You don't want them to stand up and play. So but when you tell them, water is on the floor and I don't want you to fall, they will sit. They will even tell you, should I go get the mop? That's how they are. So you need to give them reasons as to why this thing is good and this thing is not good. All right. So another one is the root cause. What exactly is causing this bad habit? Are they saying it from somewhere? Are they saying it from me? Sometimes you see parents were quick to judge maybe because I left my children with this family, or maybe because my children are in this school. We forget that sometimes majority of the things our children exhibit are from the character that we also display as a parent. What they see you do is what children will take in. They won't say anything. No, children, very funny children. These are, they just hold their hands and they'll be looking at you. Okay, this is how mommy does it. Okay, this is how daddy wears his shoes. This is how daddy wears his clothes. Okay, this is how mommy ties gilly. This is how mommy ties wrapper. This is how mommy puts powder on her face. Okay, this is how she wears her hair. They won't say anything, but they are watching. So you'll be shocked when they are wearing something and you're like, who taught you? And you're like, oh, we see you, mom. We see you how you wear your own. And like, wow. So that's how children are. So you need to check yourself. What is the root cause? Identify it. Is it from you? Is it from the school my children are going to? Is it from the place where they go play? Is it from the church? Is it from their friends? Is it from my husband? Is it from my siblings, if you have siblings living with you? Is it from the television station that they're watching? Is it from, you need to identify the root cause so you can correct it immediately. So do not, do not be a nonchalant parent, because it won't help. Because if your child are in the habit of taking in bad habits more, it will take a while for you to correct them if you are not starting the correction from now when they are small. Because if there is no correction from now, they will think that it is right and keep doing it over and over and over again till it gets to a point where they will tell it's already a part of them. And for you to correct or stop the habit is going to take the grace of God. So you need to identify now, when your children are small, what is the bad habit my child is exhibiting that I need to correct now. It is important, because if you don't do it now and they grow up, especially if they're into gossip or into abusing elders, disrespectful, not greeting people, feeling like, why should I greet you? Do you understand? Children are like that. Some children are like that. You need to begin to correct that now. Otherwise, when they grow up and you did not correct it, it will be something difficult for you to correct, because they will see no reason why you should be correcting them now when you should have done that earlier on at their early stage of life. So parents need to understand that. Identify the root cause. Am I the one that they're seeing? Am I the one who is always using the curse word? Am I the one who is always using the F word? Am I always using the S word? What am I doing that these children are picking from me that is not good? And you need to correct that. If it's from their father or their dad, you also need to speak with him and say, you know what, darling, the children are beginning to copy these things from you. Or maybe he's in the habit of, displacing things, not picking his shoes, not picking his clothes, putting them anywhere, eating and dumping it anywhere. If you're a mother, you don't clean, you don't do anything, your child will also inculcate the habit, and you need to correct that if you know that it is from you. If it's from the school, go to the school, monitor the school. See, there's nothing stopping you as a parent to go to your child's school one day, dedicate a day. Just go. Don't tell anybody here. Come. Don't even tell the child. Don't tell the teacher. Don't tell the proprietor. Don't tell anybody. Just go. Stay in the school environment or close to your child's class and monitor. Monitor for like 31 hours and see what is going on. So you know where the root cause is. Be able to identify it and be able to correct it immediately. Because if you don't, and your child grows up to have that kind of mindset as like something that is right, it will be something very difficult to change later on, and the child might feel it is the right thing since nobody corrected me right from when I was small, and keep doing it not knowing it is a very, very bad thing. So you need to identify the root cause. And lastly, you also need to set rules. What are the rules in your house? Like when we're small, and whether the person is even my age, somebody comes and you don't say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or when somebody comes into the house, you don't set the table. As at 4-5 years, I know that even if I can't carry everything, at least I'll bring water to your front. That was how they brought us up. So you need to set rules. Make your children understand that these words are not allowed in the house. These are the things that are allowed. When you want to ask questions, can I, may I, should I, you don't burgeon into conversations. Children need to be learned that, to be taught that as well. Because some children, you are just discussing with their parents, they're just chipping in, hello, do you understand? So parents need to do that. You need to set rules. What are the rules applicable in your house? But make sure the rules are not too rigid and stiff. Because when you're too rigid and stiff with these children, they'll run away from you. You'll be too difficult on them and they won't like it. They won't want to, relate with you very much. So you need to be calm. In as much as there's certain rules and there's a punishment for when they break the rules. Yes, it's not just about setting rules. You need to follow through with the rules, and you also need to add reward and punishment. Yes, when you break the rules, these are the things, because it will make them have it in mind that when I do this thing, when I say this particular word. I remember when we were small, we had a jar. We call it kolo then. It was not a jar, it was a box. Kolo. When you say because we're used to, there's this abusive word we're always saying then. Once you say it, like my sister was always waiting for me to say that. I was fond of saying it. She said, oh yeah, bring your 5 naira. Where did I want to see 5 naira from? And 5 naira was big money then. So you put it in the kolo. That was how we're doing then. Or there was a time that my dad said we're used to speaking vernacular Yoruba, and it was affecting our English. So we should not say it again, except it's a general thing. Everybody in the family was speaking Yoruba. So me, Yoruba, Yoruba in me just always come out. So when I say it, I just have to drop money. So because I always having to drop money, I began to work on myself. Sometimes I would not say anything. So it helped me. So you need to set rules, and not just set rules alone. You also need to follow through with the rules, and also add reward and punishment. When you follow through with the rules at the end of the week or at the end of the month, the person would, follow through with the rules the most, gets this maybe extra plate of food or something, or punishment. Whoever failed the most, you get punishment. This will help them to understand that these things are not good, because you know why? You have educated them. And you see, at the end of the day, when you're punishing them, you also need to educate them as to why you are beating them, or why you're punishing them, because what they did is wrong. Not that you're just punishing them. You need to keep reminding them. It's not just once that you just sit them and say, I've educated you. The next time you do this thing, I'm going to beat the hell out of you. No, you need to keep giving them, the orientation, reorient them. Because once you're done educating them, they're going back to school the next day, or they're going back to school the next week, or they're going to church, and they will still see somebody that is doing this thing, and they feel like, why are you still doing it? My mom said it's bad. So if it is bad, I don't see the reason why anybody should do it. But maybe because that child's parents haven't found out that this person is doing this kind of thing, and they don't see the reason why to correct them, or the parents of that other child hasn't corrected that child, and your child still sees the friends doing the same thing, and is like, I think my parents is the one that has issues. Because if you are still doing it and they're not complaining, why should they complain about me? So you need to reorient them and say, because this person is doing it doesn't mean it is right. This is what is right. And in this family, this is what we accept, and this is what we do not accept. So you need to reorient, you need to reteach, you need to re-educate them as well. So I'm going to go over the tips again that I gave. If you want to help your child to stop those bad habits that they are exhibiting, I know it's not easy. You also need to pray. Yes, I need to add that. Prayer is also important. You need to pray for your child. I was reading a book, I've forgotten a book. The woman said that from the moment she heard that she was pregnant, every morning herself and her husband will lay hands on the tummy and begin to prophesy the characters that they want that child to be exhibiting, or the children to exhibit. Spoken words, speaking into the atmosphere as well. It also helps. So you need to also do that as well as a parent, or as parents, whichever one. So prayer is also there. Speaking words. And some of us, is even the words that we say to our children. Oh, as the father is, that's how you are. And God now help you, the father is a bad person. Because you have spoken that word, I mean, one was a because you don't know the angel that is passing. The person will just say amen. So the child begins to exhibit some very nasty characters, like the father, who has a nasty character as well, and even much more. And you're wondering, where is this coming from? But you've forgotten that you also said some things very nasty into the life of the child. Do you understand? So we also need to learn to speak good words, great words, positive words into the life of our children and pray for them. That the Gio is an example. He says it every time, over and over again, that, where he is now is with the prayers and the help of his mother. Every time she was always calling him to say, Adejari, like 1,000 people will answer you when you call one person. Parents should also learn that. It's not every time you beat, slap. Have you ever sat the child down to say, you know what, I'm going to pray into your life, I'm going to prophesy into your life, enough of this. Everything is not beat out. You have not sat down to orient the child. You have not sat down to educate the child. You have not sat down to evaluate the child. You have not sat down to do anything. You are just complaining. You need to understand that so many things are going on. This child is mixing with different kinds of people in the world. You are not always there. He or she is watching TV, mixing with the things he or she is seeing on TV, mixing with people in church, mixing with people in the mosques, mixing with people in the street, mixing with people in the community, mixing with people in school, mixing with teachers, mixing with neighbors, mixing with different kinds of people. So they're always going to pick one thing or the other they see from outside. It is left for you to now be able to train this child the way you want them to grow. Train up a child in the way of the Lord. Yes, the way of the Lord is the best way. There is no other way that is the best except the way of the Lord. So you need to help these children. It is not enough for you to say, I've provided school for you, I've given you money, I've given you that. It's left for you to read a book and behave good, well, all those things. No, you need to sit, have one-on-one family time, discuss. It is very, very important. So going through the tips again, the first one I said, ignore. Yes, at first ignore. Don't be too harsh. Let them say it. Let it go. Sometimes children are funny. They just say these things because they want to see the way you react. But when you let it go, they'll be like, Mom doesn't even say me. Well, let me not bother about saying this thing again. If they now repeat it, that's when you now begin to exhibit. You now begin to unleash the other tips that I have given. Now you put in praising and reward system. Yes. You then educate your children. Educating them is important. And then identifying the root cause. Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? If it's spiritual, go spiritual. If it's physical, please go physical. If it's financial, find a way about it. If it's emotional, find a way about it as well. So you need to identify the root cause. Also, you need to set rules in your house. Set rules, follow the rules, and also, put in punishment when the rules are broken. It is not enough for you to set rules. Let there be a follow-up. Let there be a standard. Are they going through with these rules? Am I also going through with these rules? It's not only for the children. When you set rules, also do it because they are watching you. When you break it, they'll tell you, Mom, you have broken the rules. Oh. So when you break it out, then you now want to talk to the child that you should follow through with the rules. So you also need to follow through with the rules, and let there be a reward and punishment as well. When you follow through with the rules, each week or at the end of the month, this is the reward. When you break it, this is your punishment. And you're not just punishing them for punishing sake. Make them understand the reason why you are punishing them and what they have done that is wrong and why they deserve to be punished. I remember the time that I did something and my dad was asking me, do you deserve to be punished? And I said no. He said, what did you do? And I said what I did. And I said, so you don't deserve to be punished? I said yes, because I'll correct myself. And I was like, okay, if you say so, I won't punish you this time around. I did not know, because I know I don't want to be punished, because I know the next time I do that thing, the punishment will be times 3, because I wasn't punished the last time. So I worked my way to not offending, to not doing anything that would make me get punished. And so you can also try those methods and some other methods. You can, read up on books, check online, do different things to, help you to be able to stop the bad habits of your child or your children. Children will always be children. Nobody is a saint. Nobody taught you how to lie. That's a bad habit. But, they will always learn one thing or the other. You also learned one thing or the other. It was when you grew up, you began to know which one was good and which one was bad. So while they are young, you need to help them to understand before they grow old and they're not able to change. And it will be difficult for them to be able to change because nobody corrected them and they saw the habit as a good habit. And also praying and speaking good words, positive words into the life of your children. I hope this will help and I hope that you've learned something. I hope this will help. So while they're entering into a new term, or they have started a new term or new session, whatever it is that they have started, let's learn to inculcate and put in these tips to use to help better the life of our children. All right, on this note, it's a wrap. And I hope that this has taught to you. You've learned something. I'd like to hear from you. If you're a parent and your child was exhibiting a particular character that you did not like, or you felt it was not good, how were you able to stop that character from your child from exhibiting more of that character? How were you able to stop it? How were you able to curb the bad character? I would like to hear from you as well. Do not forget to click on the like button below and also the subscribe button as well. Please subscribe and like, and also make your comment and your contributions. From me to you, have a wonderful week and weekend, whichever day you get to see this video. Weekend. Make sure you have a wonderful one. I remain Olayemi Oluwadamlola. God bless you.